Hey there, good morning everybody. How are you doing on this wonderful Tuesday morning? Hopefully you're doing just as good as I am. I've got tons of energy. I'm feeling great on this great Tuesday morning, and it feels really good to sit in here with you guys and talk today's MLB slate and of course a couple soccer games as well. Sorry we couldn't hang out yesterday. The kiddos were a little bit sick. I appreciate you guys understanding, and we're getting right back on at it today. We got a big show here for you guys today. Let's go ahead and recap last week. Go ahead and recap what happened on yesterday, and then again, we'll dive on into the action. Feeling the energy today, boys. Hopefully you're fired up. Let's just jump right on into it. Let's go ahead and see how last week unfolded, where we do go get ahead and ring that cash register, 14-12 and plus 1.62 units. Love to see that right there. And it's worth noting, if you look down at the bottom of that tweet right there, the last 7 weeks, 6 of those last 7 weeks, we've been able to put money in your pocket. Still clawing back on the year, though, down 5.78 units on the year. And how about just free money? How about... No. You don't have to wipe any sweat off those arbitrage bets. It comes sweat-free, just putting that cash in your pocket. $480 you've been able to make this year. What were some of those good wins from last week? How about a nice 6-1 Tuesday? Flying really high on Tuesday. Remember, it came off Monday, in which we went 1-4. That really just kind of shows kind of like the ebb and flow of sports betting, right? You come a horrible day on Monday, you bounce right back on Tuesday, and you get the 6-1 day. And, of course, it was all highlighted by the 2-unit cash, our first 2-unit cash of this MLB season. Dodgers on that F5 run line, where they were able to get past the Twins with Tyler Glasnow on the mound. Within that game, we hit a player prop. We hit Tyler Glasnow over 16.5 outs, and we hit 2 more out props last week. We did Hendricks under and Severino under on his as well. When you cash those 3 player props, that brings us now to 7-0 on this MLB season. 7-0 on the MLB season. We've gotten 6 pitcher props right and a batter prop right there by Acuna. So just an absolute fantastic start there to the player prop season. How about 3-0 on Nerfies last week? That's right. We did the Mariners Blue Jays series, where we picked up a win. I believe it was on Monday. Yeah, that actually was our only win on Monday, was that Nerfie there between the Blue Jays and Mariners. And then on Friday and Saturday, we did the Nationals and the Athletics. We're playing a series, and of course, we took the Nerfie in 2 of those 3 games, and we were rewarded with good cashes on Friday and Saturday in that series. So a nice little start there on Nerfies. And how about Matt's play? If you guys hang out with us here, and Matt and I, we of course break down all the Premier League games. Matt said Gibbs White in great form. He said he's gonna have a shot on target. Hey, he did one better than that. He got the equalizer just before halftime to make it 1-1. So appreciate that cash there, Matt. Like we said, it's always some losses, of course, on the week. It all was Monday, 1-4, just an ugly one. It's just shit happens. You know what I mean? You just gotta shrug it off. You stay to the process, and then you come back with the 6-1 Tuesday. So unfortunately, what was that, like 2 consecutive Mondays we've now been tripped up, because of course yesterday tripped us up on Monday's action. So hopefully we can get back to starting off our weeks positive, but unfortunately that was not the case last week. Atletico versus Dortmund under 2.5, just disgusting loss. 3 goals were scored in that game, but 2 of those were just, they still piss me off, just can't deal with a throw-in, goalkeeper putting the center backs under pressure, center back want to make a blind pass in the middle of the pitch. Just 2 plays in which Dortmund was just dreadful on defending, so that under 2.5 went ahead and was down, even though we even got a little late sweated now. We thought maybe we'd backdoor our way into a cash. It wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. We missed out on our UEFA parlay there, or Europa League parlay there on Thursday, and that's actually that next one right there, Liverpool team total. They let us down. They let us down Thursday. They couldn't get 2 goals at Atalanta. Bad lineup, bad performance. And then on Sunday, we needed them to get 2 goals against Crystal Palace to go ahead and finish off a parlay, because we had parlayed them with Brentford team total over 1.5. And again, dreadful got the lineup right, though. At least Jurgen Klopp hit the right lineup. But dreadful first half, better second half, but they're just not clinical in this current moment. And goals are drying up for Liverpool at the absolute worst time as goals drying up. So we'll see what they do Thursday when obviously they head back to Atalanta. But they're going to be up against it right there. So, and then obviously you can see arbitrage. We, of course, rolled in some money this week. So, good week last week. Bringing the cash register, kicking off, putting some more money in your pocket. What about Monday? Because, again, that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do a Monday's recap. Giants on that F5 money line. Hey, guys, we're going to sit here and bet baseball every day, right? 162 games. probably going to get in, let's say, 3 to 5 bets a day. You can't do a damn thing about a pitching change. Now, you could obviously wait last minute. That's the old, what are you going to do, right? Are you going to try and get the bet in early and get the better price? Obviously, with that comes CLV. I want the better price. CLV is what comes along with it. Or you're going to wait until maybe closer to first pitch and get lineup confirmation and maybe pay a worse price. Well, I'd rather get it in early because you're not going to see changes that often. Unfortunately, there was a change in that Marlins game as they swapped out starting pitching. So I just got kind of a little screwed on that one. Rangers on the F5 money line, though. They'll go ahead and beat the Tigers 1-0 through the first 5 innings. So that was a nice bounce back winner right there. Yankees on the money line, they get tripped up against the Blue Jays. I'm certainly going to go ahead and run that bet back. They've got just the same advantages. We didn't talk about it yesterday, so we will today, but all the great advantages, so yeah, I'll run that bet back even though it didn't win. Braves F5 team total just falls down on the hook. They get 2 runs in the second and can't get that 3rd run for us. Cubs on the money line, they get it done in the 11th inning. They win the game 3-2. Down, I believe, I need to relook at the highlights, but I think they were down to their last out in the 9th inning. They score a run to even force extra innings, so that was a good cash right there. One in which the bullpen advantages, and this is another one that we'll kind of talk about a little bit later on, but the bullpen advantages are so big for the Cubs. Cubs plus 105 again today. I don't understand it. We'll see if it makes the payoff pitch run down. Then Reds on the money line just got victimized by the long ball. Did Frankie Montas gives up a 3-run homer and a 2-run homer, and that was a little bit too much for the Reds to overcome. So they dropped that game to the Mariners, and when it's all said and done, we drop a little bit of money on the day. We used that arbitrage money we rolled over, but you can see we picked up a free bet in the process, and there's the current season win-to-date total there in the MLB. So still on the positive side, we'll see if we can't make that go up today with 5 great MLB bets for you guys today. What's going on down in the comment section? Let's see what everybody's up to on this Tuesday, and then let's just dive right on into the action. I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. Morning, Tim. What's up, man? Francisco, can't wait for the Champions League. Let me know how you're betting the Champions League, and we'll kind of use your comment to springboard right on into the Champions League conversation. You've, of course, got the one game, Barcelona PSG, and the second legs can be a little bit tougher to bet just because the sports books adjust. We did, remember, it was plus 102 for both teams to score and over 2.5. I think it closed around minus 125 was one of the prices I saw about an hour or so before kickoff. So obviously phenomenal bet we were on right there. It cashes super easily. Barcelona wins 3-2. That bet today is minus 180. That's going to hit. Both teams to score over 2.5 will hit again today in Barcelona versus PSG, but they've kind of priced us out of it. So I personally don't have a bet for that game. And then the other one, let's go Dortmund. I still see an under in that game. Simone, with the 2-1 advantage heading to Dortmund, you know how he's going to set those boys up. He's going to be really comfortable in this position. This is a good manager to have a 1-goal advantage on the road. He's going to know exactly what to do from a game plan and a tactical standpoint. I see that one being 1-1. I see Dortmund, Atletico 1-1. So obviously I like the under 2.5 in that one. Can I get there to the window on that one? No, I can't quite get there on that one. But I'm with you, my man. I look forward to watching the 2 games today. And I think Barcelona's still going to go ahead and advance. And I do think Atletico is going to advance. I don't see PSG overcoming that deficit. Barcelona's been really stinking good. Since Xavi, I'm trying to get the exact numbers off the top of my head. I saw the tweet yesterday. Xavi, since he announced his decision to go ahead and step down, I think they got 10 wins, 3 draws, and no losses, if I'm recalling the exact numbers right. I mean, they're just on a tear since he announced he was going to step down. Barcelona's in fine form. They're going to be at home. They'll get past PSG. And I do look for Atleti to go ahead and get past Dortmund today in a 1-1 affair. What's the other games? Probably I would go, that 3-2 game, it's right around there. 2-2 maybe it's 2-2, but that's fine for Barcelona, right? They'll go ahead and advance past that one. I do think they have that managerial edge in this one too. Xavi is just pushing all the right buttons with the youngsters. So yeah, look forward to sitting back and watching that. You're going to go ahead and do over 9.5 corners, and you'd like Dortmund to go ahead and just win the corners. So you're not picking a number in that. Just Dortmund to win the corners. I think that's a great, because you know how Simone's going to set up from a tactical standpoint. They're going to be comfortable absorbing pressure, and that's largely what they're going to try and do is absorb that pressure. So that would usually lead towards corners. So I like that angle. The corners in Barca, just curious if that hit in the first leg. Did that hit in the return leg? PSG didn't play this weekend? That's interesting. Interesting. How many corners were there? There were 12. Yeah. Why didn't PSG play this weekend? Obviously, Barcelona got the 1-0 win. Rafinha got the winner in that game. Why didn't, I don't know. PSG didn't play. Farmers League anyways. That league doesn't matter. Good luck, man. I like it. I like that Borussia Dortmund one a lot. Just if you get the game plan right of how Simone's going to set up, that's a great leg of that parlay. So, yeah, I really like that one. And then Ryan's coming in with Bayern Arsenal over 2.5 goals. I don't know if I fully like that one. You're going to counter with Barcelona or Bayern's going to be better at home, but I mean, Raya and Gabriel don't make that mistake, and the other goal is a penalty. I'm not saying I like Arsenal in the clean sheet, but I don't think Bayern's getting more than one goal, even though they're at home. I don't see them getting more than one, and it will probably trickle over. I like Arsenal may get by 2-1. What may trickle over? That Arsenal defense is tough, man. Tough. What about both games, both teams will score? I mean, I got 1-1. I do think Atletico Dortmund gets it there, 1-1. Obviously, I feel a lot more confident in that, PSG Barcelona, but probably gets there at Atletico Dortmund. But that was an unders game. I don't know why you would do that. I mean, you saw the first leg. That was an unders game. We get screwed, but that was two really piss poor plays by Dortmund. That's an unders again. So I probably can't. Even though I think 1-1 hits, I'm not getting to the window on betting that one. I'd probably do both teams to score no and just hope one of those two managers can nail their tactics and stifle the other team. I'd probably go both teams to score no. I think I saw it was plus 140. I actually did bet it yesterday. I think I bought it at plus 140. I'm on both teams to score no, even though I do kind of like 1-1. I'm just, from a tactics standpoint, I like the under. I think I know what I'm getting from a tactics. I'm going to go ahead. And it's going to be a real sweat. It's going to be a real sweat. Just like that under 2.5 was. We were there till the 80th minute. We were almost going to backdoor our way. I do have some soccer bets, though. I mean, who isn't scoring on Man United these days? Coventry, if you kind of look at what's happened to them in the table since they took on Wolves in the last round, they've lost 3 of their last 4. They've kind of fallen out of the playoff conversation in the championship. So, not that they weren't going to give this a go. I mean, you're at Wembley in a semifinal. You're going to give it a go. But now with what's happened to you a little bit domestically in your own table, this is it, baby. This is your season if you're Coventry. Go ahead and knock off Man United. Watch that game against Bournemouth. I don't understand what Ten Hag's tactics are. The amount of space between his defenders and the midfielders is just mind-blowing, the amount of space his tactics puts in there. There's so much goddamn gaps to play balls through, and you're seeing teams play ball through. I mean, Bournemouth should have won that game. That game shouldn't finish 2-2. Bournemouth deserves to pick up the win, and it feels like you say that all the time with United, like they get lucky. But there's going to be absolutely goals in that game because United still does have a good front line. Coventry, they get 3 past Wolves, and Wolves is a really damn good team. So I really like both teams to score an over 2.5. Hopefully Casemiro's in there because he's been dog shit for a while. But you see with Ten Hag, he's so loyal to these senior players, the Rashfords. Like, Rashford doesn't deserve to be on the field. Casemiro does not deserve on the field, but he's loyal to these players. Hey, those 2 players are playing like shit. Hopefully they could be out there, and Coventry can take advantage of that one. So, yeah, give me on, I think that's Sunday's game. Because I think City-Chelsea's on Saturday. So, Sunday's game, give me the both teams to score an over 2.5, and then I'll run that same bet back in Luton versus Brentford. I mean, it's Luton at home. What do I even say about that? We've been riding the Luton train, and Matt more than us. We've talked about that quite extensively, Matt and I. So that's just a dream play. So yeah, give me Luton, Brentford, both teams to score and over 2.5. ESPN Bet is usually always the best book for that prop. So that's how we'll go ahead and do that. Your other parlays, over 4.5 cards on each of those games in the Champions League. Yeah, you'd have to look at the referees, and I don't quite have time for that. But yeah, I mean, all the ties certainly matter, so it's going to be cagey. So I hear you. I hear you, Francisco. Good luck, man. I think you got a good parlay. I do like the corners one. I think that one is that one. I like that one a lot. But yeah, good luck on both, man. Hopefully you're able to cash them. Let's go ahead and talk some baseball, boys. Big MLB slate, 15 games. Let's head on over to the payoff pitch and let's try and talk the slate. All right, there, boys. I missed hanging out with you guys yesterday. The biggest thing I missed was sitting here talking baseball. So much goddamn fun. We're talking our way through the slate every single day, and definitely looking forward to getting back at it today. Quick hits. Opening thoughts on today's MLB slate is bounce back day. Let's ring that goddamn cash register tomorrow. Let's go ahead and kick it off, boys. Around the bases, we like to take a couple games and break them down. I told you when we did that recap off of Monday, I was going to run back that Yankees on the money line. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I tweeted it out earlier at -110. DraftKings has -102. I didn't price shop around, but the odds have completely flipped to where now the Blue Jays are the favorite and the Yankees are the dog in this matchup. So sometimes you're not on the right side of bets, but that's the way it goes sometimes. We got Carlos Rodon taking on Yusei Kikuchi. You know, Rodon didn't pitch in that matchup when they hooked up in the Bronx, where Kikuchi did face the Yankees, so we get a little bit of an advantage there. And the Yankees even won that game 3-0 against Kikuchi in that one. The Yankees are red hot. I mean, red hot, scorching hot right now for left-handers. Hitting .274, slugging .462, OPS of .848. Their weighted runs created is .151, and they're not striking out at 11.7%. So absolutely love what the Yankees are doing from a left-handed pitching standpoint. The Blue Jays are about league average. The league average in batting. The weighted runs created is below league average, though, at 83, but most of their stats are about league average versus left-handers. And again, we saw Kikuchi where they didn't see Rodon, so that should certainly be in our little benefit. And then the bullpen edge goes to the Yankees. You saw the Yankees bullpen come in and generally shut it down. It was Luis Hill yesterday that was giving up the runs. Yankees bullpen's top three. Hell, they're top in some categories. They are number one in opponents' batting average. They're number one in ERA at .97, so top three across the board, but some metrics they hit absolutely number one. We're bottom 10 for the Blue Jays. There was a reason we were on the Yankees yesterday. We had the hitting advantage, we had the bullpen advantage. Starting pitching, was maybe a little bit of a wash there between Hill and Bassett. Today, we get the same advantages. I think we get the starting pitching advantage. We're definitely getting the hitting advantage, and we're definitely getting the bullpen advantage. So I like Yankees on the money line within that game. If you're looking for a couple props, I think you could do Kikuchi under 15.5 outs. It did just miss, not too long ago, and this is part of the risk, I think, with taking player props is, did you see what happened in that game? The first batter in the sixth inning was left-handed Juan Soto. He got Soto out, and then he exited the game. If it's the next right-handers coming up, he wouldn't have pitched in that sixth inning. But I do like under 15.5 out just because how good the Yankees are. I think they'll be better than what they were about a week or so ago when they faced them. And I also like him under 5.5 Ks. While he has been going over this line, mentioned how hot the Yankees are. We just saw Kikuchi 10 or so days ago, and they only strike out 11.7%. So give me Kikuchi under 15.5 outs, and also give me him under 5.5 Ks. But obviously the only play that makes the card is Yankees on the money line. Second game we want to talk about here in round the bases is Angels and Rays, F5 over 4.5. When these two teams hooked up last week in Anaheim, this bet hit in this exact same repeat pitching matchup. I like it today at even money. Two relatively good offenses. I mean, Angels are fourth best in hitting right-handers at .276. Rays are league average at 14. Angels are seventh best in weighted runs created. Rays are 17th in weighted runs created. And again, you get that repeat pitching matchup at cash just a week or so ago. Go ahead and give me that Angels Rays F5 over 4.5 at plus money over on FanDuel, where you can find it at plus money. All right, boys, let's go ahead and shut up and pitch and give you guys some pitching props. What about John Gray here of the Texas Rangers for over 15.5 outs, -111? Admittedly, hasn't gone over in 3 starts this season, but he's an absolute workhorse and a dog in this rotation. Last year, he went over in 18 of his 29 starts, and the Tigers come in just struggling versus right-handers. 26 in batting average, dead last in slugging, dead last in OPS, 29th in weighted runs created, and they have the 7th worst K percentage. He hasn't gone over yet, but you saw him go over a ton last year. This is his first spot against a struggling Tigers team. He's going to go ahead and go over 15.5 outs, minus 111. Don't know where the best price is. That was a play I tweeted earlier. Just like earlier, I tweeted Dylan Cease under 7.5 Ks. He stayed under in all 3 of his starts so far this season, and this is going to be his hardest matchup to date so far this season. We've talked about these Brewers a ton lately versus right-handers, and that's who he's going to go ahead and go up against. They only strike out at 19.5%, and they bring the number 1 batting average, number 1 in slugging, number 1 in OPS, and number 1 in weighted runs created. When I say this is going to be his hardest matchup of the year, this is easily his hardest matchup of the year, and he's already stayed under in 3 of his 3 starts. Absolutely no-brainer bet today. Dylan Cease under 7.5 Ks. And if you want to know what he did last year, he actually stayed under against the Brewers, and they weren't this good last year. Maybe they had stretches, but they're an absolute machine right now versus right-handers. So no-brainer play. Dylan Cease under 7.5 Ks, minus 111. 4th inning, I'd like to give you guys some long shots. Boy, my dog of the day yesterday would have cashed because it would have been the Cubs on the money line, and that's who it's going to go ahead and be early today. I would go ahead and use the DraftKings early win, get up by 2 if you want. The reason we went ahead and cashed the Cubs there on the money line yesterday is because what the Diamondbacks aren't doing versus right-handers. They're not doing a goddamn thing. You want to back the Diamondbacks this season so far versus left-handers. You don't want a piece of them versus right-handers. Only hitting 180, which is 29th in the majors. It's only slugging 298. Their weighted runs created is 67, which is 6th worst. I mean, they don't do anything versus right-handers. Kyle Hendricks, okay. I mean, serviceable, right? The reason why it's not quite going to make the card is because the Cubs only have 37 plate appearances versus left-handers. They're hitting 111. That can't be a real number. We know the Cubs are generally better versus left-handers, but just betting the numbers is what I do on this show, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay off of it just because, the plate appearances is 37. If it's real, then you could be in a little bit of pickle. But the other reason we really liked it is, how about the 3rd best bullpen in the Chicago Cubs against the 4th worst bullpen in the Arizona Diamondbacks? So if this becomes a bullpen game, just like it became a bullpen game last night, we were on the team with the by far superior, better bullpen. Big surprise, we pulled out the win. Go ahead and give me the Cubs today at plus 105. A couple other ones to go ahead and throw at you. Reds Mariners, didn't hit it yesterday, but still going to be a good play today. It just misses the card because Logan Gilbert is on a nice roll, but you're getting the hitting advantages and you're getting the bullpen advantages. If Green can neutralize Gilbert, then you would love to be holding on to the Reds ticket here. At plus 116. And then another one, just go ahead and toss at you because nobody's going to talk about this team today. I guess we would have in the rundown, but let's go ahead and do it here in long shots as well. Oakland Athletics, a team that nobody, certainly doesn't want to back for sure, but how about a better batting average than the Arizona or St. Louis Cardinals? Yeah, you wouldn't have said that. You wouldn't have not thought that, but they do hit the ball better than the Cardinals. They both struggle. Admittedly, they're both like in the bottom 10 versus the right and left handiness. But the Athletics grade out better, and not only do they grade out better from a hitting standpoint, marginally, I mean, basically call it a wash, they grade out way better, though, from a bullpen standpoint. How about a 1.95 ERA up against 5.55? How about a 3.16 FIP up against 5.33? How about your whip is 0.93 for the Athletics versus 1.27? So I'll take who's a better starter between Lynn and Sears? Sears is actually coming off a really nice outing versus the Rangers, which, remember, the Rangers at that time were crushing left-handers, and Sears put together one hell of an outing. So maybe a wash from a starting pitching. You're definitely getting the better bullpen. From a hitting standpoint, the numbers say the Athletics can certainly keep up with what the Cardinals can do. So Athletics money line plus 124 to round out 3 good dogs for you today. All right, let's go ahead and call it 5th inning. We call it keep swinging. We give you guys some hitting props on the show every day. Xander Bogaerts, he's 6 for 18 up against Wade Miley, plucking out a couple of Yankees up against UC Kikuchi. Gleyber Torres and Alex Verdugo both hit 400 or better versus Kikuchi, and both of them have 15 or more plate appearances against them, so nice little sample size. And Jimenez here of the White Sox is 10 for 22 up against Brady Singer. Don't maybe do an over base props though, because all of those are singles. So it could be one of those games where he just goes like 1 for 4, but his one hit is off Singer, and then he doesn't do a goddamn thing off the bullpen. But he's definitely probably good. I mean, he's got really good numbers off Brady Singer. So I like Jimenez there of the White Sox. All right. 6th inning, I'd like to go ahead and give you my nerf of the day, which the nerf of the day certainly made the card today. I'll just throw this one out. It's super juicy as hell. Reds Mariners. It was minus 143. I think about an hour and a half ago now. It was minus 143. Now I saw it's minus 165. For all the reasons. I mean, just Logan Gilbert's clean in his 3 starts. Hunter Green only gave up runs versus the Brewers. Well, no shit. Brewers are just, god damn, that offense is good versus right-handers. Both these teams can't hit. They rank 19th and 29th in batting average versus right-handers. In terms of runs scored in the first inning, they ranked 29th and 24. Remember, Mariners, Blue Jays, right? That was one of the teams we were fading last week in the Nerfy. So no big surprise to see the Mariners in another Nerfy. But that's not the Nerf of the day. That's not the Nerfy that made the card. You're not putting minus 143 Nerfy on the card. You are putting over on BetMGM at minus 115 Cardinals and Athletics. That's your Nerfy of the day. Lance Lynn, he gave up 1 run in 3 of his starts. But to be fair to him, he shouldn't have, because both runs that he gave up were with 2 outs in the first, and then there was an error by his defense. So I let him down. Don't make the error. He gets out of that inning clean against the Phillies, and he's been clean in 3 starts, but victimized by the error. Can't do anything about that. JP Sears talked about his good outing against the Rangers. He's been clean in all 3 of his starts so far in the first inning, so you'd love to see that. These teams are tied for 20th in runs scored in the first inning at .41, and versus their respective handedness here of righties and lefties, they hit 216 and 219. 219, better there for the Athletics. I said it was marginally better than the Cardinals. It is marginally better. But so both of them can't hit worse shit. Pitchers have been good in the first inning. It's a fair price at minus 115. Sign me up for the Cardinals and Athletics as your Nerfy of the day. Let's go ahead and get to the best bet. I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 bets at the end of today's show, but this one is the one you definitely want to go ahead and tail. Orioles F5 run line, minus 118 over on FanDuel. Paddock versus Rodriguez here. Rodriguez has the better ERA, whip, opponent's batting average, and K per 9, so certainly getting the better starter. And the Orioles have a massive offensive advantage in this one. How about a top 10 offense versus bottom 3? And you want to highlight the struggles here of this Twins offense. They hit 173. That's league worst in the major league. Their weighted runs created is 78, 6th worst. You want to go comparison to those just same 2 stats? Orioles are 6th in batting average and 5th in weighted runs created. You've got the top 10 offense versus the bottom 3 offense, and you get the obviously the starting pitching advantage with Rodriguez over Paddock. And no shocking, you do not get advantages when it comes to the full game. This is where the Twins obviously hold that bullpen edge. We talked about that Twin, so that's why we're going to go ahead and just focus on the Orioles winning the game through the first 5 innings at minus 118. Parlay of the day. I think the Orioles will actually crush Paddock, and you just see the Twins struggling with that offense. So I'm going to be Orioles full game money line, and I'm going to go ahead and parlay that with the Guardians. Guardians was a play that we had yesterday in a free roll while the parlay lost because too much shit got put in it. The Guardians did not let us down. Guardians come into this game with the better offense, and the Guardians come to this game with a better bullpen, which we've talked about that Guardians bullpen. Meanwhile, that Red Sox bullpen is sitting bottom 5, just ugly numbers, 6.25 ERA. Opponent's batting average, 4th worst at 278. It's really bad. I want to be holding on to the Guardians, and that could have even been a long shot, but it wasn't plus money. It was minus 105. But Guardians are better than the Red Sox. So on Orioles Guardians, moneyline parlay comes out to plus 221 as your double play parlay of the day. Before we get to rapid fire, let me tell you guys, well, not what I put my money on, what I'm willing to really suggest you put your money on, but all those leans always get all my money. But that's actually what I'm going to put on the actual card. Give me Cease under 7.5 Ks, Gray over at 15.5 outs, and Nerfy of the day, Cardinals Athletics. Give me Orioles F5 run line. That's going to be your best bet of the day. I'm going to go ahead and run back the Yankees on the money line. Let's catch a couple of these questions, and then we'll jump back into it. You got a parlay of Ohtani and Betts to have a single. But yeah, Montas over 5.5K. I had Montas over 5.5K. Mariners strike out a ton. That's a very popular angle to take that starting pitcher over. He just gave up the long balls. Didn't happen. Sorry about that, man. I don't know if that was the only, maybe that was the only leg of that parlay that lost. I'm not quite sure. Oh, no, I did lose that F5 over. Tough one right there. You're going to go with Rangers minus 145 handicap. Man, I hear you. Notice yesterday on yesterday's card, it was Rangers F5. Now they did eventually win the game. That Tigers bullpen's good. That's the reason why on yesterday's card I did Rangers F5 run line. I just wanted to avoid, obviously, when do you not have advantages of a game, and you don't have advantages late in that game. And not only do you not have advantages, I mean you're way behind the Tigers from a bullpen perspective, but they're going to be winning the game through the first 5 because Gray's going to set them up, and Rangers on the run line it is. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. That is actually the one-day game of today, so let's jump on into rapid fire, and let's talk about everything from a money line and run line perspective. It's those Rangers and Tigers with an over-under of 8. Rangers minus 122, Tigers plus 102. I'm just going to take them on the money line with respect to that Tigers bullpen, but yeah, we like Gray to silence a Tigers team that struggles versus right-handers. Rangers are competent enough, not scorching hot, right? There's a reason why my bet in that game is just to focus on, a good pitcher against a struggling team. The Rangers' offense numbers have kind of come back a little bit versus right-handers, so that's why we didn't do, the F5s or the team totals or something. But I do like the Rangers on the money line here at minus 122. Twins and Orioles. Over under of 8.5, Twins plus 130, Orioles minus 155. This comes into not going to mess around with an over or under for sure. Just going to go ahead and back the Orioles here. I think they're going to jump all over Paddock. Their numbers offensively are really good. Twins struggle. I'll take the Orioles on the run line here at plus 130. Money line's at minus 155. If you were to play my double play of the day like I played my double play of the day, play them as 2 singles because the juice isn't too bad for Orioles minus 155. Guardians minus 102. So I would recommend more playing those individually than dropping them in a parlay. But Orioles run line plus 130. Rockies and Phillies. Boy, this one almost made long shot. Rockies are plus 200. Phillies are minus 245. Over under of 8.5. Phillies have no advantages in this game. Everything is tight from a hitting standpoint. You're getting 2 left-handers on the mound. Now, obviously, Ranger Suarez is a lot better than Austin Gomber. That's why I didn't make the 4th inning long shot because Ranger Suarez is better than Austin Gomber, certainly to be fair. But from a hitting standpoint, you don't get any advantages. From a bullpen, you really don't get any advantages. I'm taking the Rockies on the run line, which cashed yesterday in a close game. I think they're able to keep it close again because the stats say it's pretty 2 nip-and-tuck teams. If Austin Gomber can just hold it together, yeah, Rockies on the run line at even money is where I'm going to go ahead and bet. Giants and Marlins over under of 8.5. Giants minus 130. Marlins plus 110. It's Giants on the money line. It's just Giants on the money line. Hicks. I definitely wouldn't do his strike prop. He doesn't have a good matchup from a struggling offense or even an offense that has a high K percentage. The Marlins were 21.8%, 12th best batting average. They're a competent offense versus right-handers, but bullpen edge you get a good little bump. So I'll go ahead and take the Giants there at minus 130. Angels and Rays over under of 8. Angels plus 124. Rays minus 148. I just like the over. We talked about this one here and around the bases. Rays bullpen continues to struggle. But the Angels on the money line, if you want to take a stab at who's going to win the game, I like the dog in this matchup at plus 124, but give me over 8. Yankees and Blue Jays, you know how I feel about that. Fuck, now I'm seeing the Yankees at even money on DraftKings. Even money. Yeah, sometimes you get the bet in. Sometimes you get the bet in. It's like, what are people looking at that makes you think that? Like the Yankees are all of a sudden not getting the money and the Blue Jays are getting all the money. Or you assume so. I don't know. That's where we miss Squirrel. Where's the money distribution? We miss Squirrel. I could log into the Action Network and look, but that was always Squirrel's thing. So I'll leave that for him. Maybe he'll show up here one day. Anyways, Yankees on the money line. For sure. It's on the card. What are we talking about? Guardians, again, for sure over the Red Sox, minus 105, minus 115. So again, that's why they didn't make the long shot, because they aren't quite a dog. They're at minus 105. But I like the Guardians. Pirates and Mets. This was one where I was looking at the stats this morning. I was like, all right, I'm going to be on the Mets. Like, Mets have, shit, it's like the second best batting average? Yeah, second best batting average right now versus right-handers. Their weighted runs created is second best. They have the second best OPS. They've got the fourth best slugging. I thought for sure I was going to be on the Mets today. Then you look up at Jared Jones, and he's like, damn, this kid's been all right. He stepped up into the bigs, and he's pitching all right. You getting huge advantages through the first 5 innings, because the Pirates versus left-handers are hitting 145 in 91 plate appearances. So that is a number I absolutely believe in. Their weighted runs created is 26. If you want to do Pirates F5 team total under, I like that at plus money. I've even bet that at plus money. Mets have the advantages in this game. Give me the Mets at minus 112. You lose a little bit of the advantages when it becomes a bullpen game, but it's not terrible. So I definitely, I may actually have to add Mets. Minus 112? Hold on, let me look at these bullpen stats one more time. I got to add that to the card. Shit. Hold on. Let me see who's maybe got a better price on that Mets money line. I kind of like that. I more than kind of like it. 110 at Caesars. So they got 110 up against 110. Yeah, I like that. Let me double check. So, yeah, that's a real... Quintana's been... I think he's been decent. He was actually good against the Braves, if I recall, his last time out. I mean, who doesn't give up runs to the Braves? But shit, everybody's going to give up a couple. I think he only gave up 2 to 3-ish. Where's his... where the hell is this? Here it is. We might add a bet right here on the show. He only gave up 3, pitched into the 6th inning. And what's Jared Jones? Man, this guy's been on a little bit of a roll. Yeah, his whip is under 1. Like, you get whips under 1s, and that's how you can string together 2 straight quality outings, which is what he's done against the Orioles and the Phillies. It was the Orioles one that really scared me, that he was able to have that much success against the Orioles. This kid's throwing the ball good. A lot of strikeouts, 8, 7, 10. The Mets don't strike out. It was like 14%, wasn't it? 16.9. Or no, that's the left-handed page. The right-handed page is 14.7. Like, they don't strike out. I kind of liked his under, but he does get a lot. But I keep an eye on that. Mets minus 110. I may have to add that. I like the Mets today. What happened yesterday in that game? Mets 163. Damn it, they threw Edwin Diaz, though. Hold on. Make sure they didn't throw Edwin Diaz a multiple. You want Edwin Diaz. You don't want him to be sit down. Let's see if he threw. He only threw 18 pitches, so that's not good. I mean, that is good. Ah, shit, he threw Sunday. I don't want Mets money line. You're not going to get their closer, Edwin Diaz, because he threw Sunday and Monday. No chance he's going to throw today. So, yeah. What about Ottavino? Did Ottavino throw Sunday too? If you don't get their 2 best relievers, then no way in hell. And he threw Sunday, Monday. Damn it. I like the Mets money line, but they've thrown their 2 best closers 2 days in a row. No chance you're going to see Ottavino or Edwin Diaz today, so that hurts. But I like the Mets. Damn, that's going to keep it off the card for sure. You're not giving me their 2 best relievers? Yeah, I can't put that on the card. Padres and Brewers, over-under of 8.5. Padres minus 125. Brewers plus 105. Does somebody say that Brewers have the number 1 offense when we justify Dylan Cease under 7.5 Ks? You're goddamn right. Brewers at plus 105. That's going to go ahead and be your play right there. Padres were decent versus left-handers, if I recall. Yeah. Literally decent. 17th best batting average. They bring a lot of power to the plate. That's what scared me. They've got the second best OPS. While they only hit 17th best, they have the second. They bring out a ton of power to the plate. Do they walk a lot? Yeah, and they draw a ton of walks. Holy hell. I had number 1 in walk percentage. Yeah, that's like a walk and a bomb. I can't. That's why that one didn't make the card. I remember now. Shit. I still Brewers, though. Let me get the bullpen at one more check. I'll get the bullpen one more time. That was tough. That one is tough. I think we got the best play in that one by far. Dylan Cease is the best play in that game by far, taking his under. Where's that line at right now? Minus 125. Hell yeah, we got minus 111. I'll just say the over. I'll just say the over instead of trying to predict it. Give me the over 8.5. Did that hit yesterday in yesterday's game? 7-3. There we go. How many strikeouts did Joe Musgrove get yesterday? Way under 7.5. You don't strike out Milwaukee, boy. You're not striking out that team. I love that play. I think we got by far the best play in that game. But I'll go ahead and take the over between the Padres and Brewers. Royals and White Sox, over under of 8, minus 185 for the Royals, plus 154 for the White Sox. This is a great opportunity just to remind everybody, and sometimes this shit obviously doesn't work out, but you know when hitters haven't seen pitchers, there is an advantage for the pitcher. Look what happened yesterday in the Nationals-Dodgers game. People were like, oh, rookie going up against the Dodgers. Like, yeah, give me the Dodgers bats. And what did he go out there and do? Get the lead through the first 5, and they won the goddamn game. This dude, Jonathan Cannon's making his MLB debut today for the White Sox. You know, the White Sox have seen Brady Singer a gazillion effing times being a divisional matchup. Both bullpens are, shit on a stick. I mean, they're both awful. And I even think hitting-wise, it was close, right? Yeah, it wasn't too far off. It wasn't too far off. But yeah, I mean, Royals grade out better for sure. But it's not terrible. They're both in the bottom half of the league. I'll take the over 8, though, with the way the bullpens are. You definitely ain't taking an under. I'll tell you that. Ain't no chance you're taking an under. I mean, both these bullpens are bottom 5. They're awful. Or actually bottom 10. Bottom 10. Sorry, bottom 10. Yeah, you're definitely taking not an under. I'll get the over. I'll go ahead and do the over. Over 8 in that matchup. Let's go White Sox. Braves and Astros, over under of 9.5, minus 125 for the Braves. Astros plus 105. This is one where I have personal money on Hunter Brown under 15.5 outs. It's just too juicy to make the card. It was like minus, I think, 160 or something. Braves bullpen, if I recall, was still struggling, right? Oh, yeah, it's struggling big time. They did pull out the win yesterday. They got 4 runs, I think it was, in the 9th inning. I mean, they've got his best offense. This is the reason why we was on that F5 team total. Even not hitting that, they didn't really drop them down. Now they're third best. I think we didn't do the show yesterday. I think they were second best yesterday. I think they were just ahead. I think the Mets and Braves flipped after a day of baseball, but they're still a third best offense. I go Braves. Braves on the money line, minus 125. Hold your nose in that bullpen though. Actually, they may not have thrown their good arms in a 6-1 game. They may have been able to save them. Who the hell did they throw late in that game? Yeah, they didn't have to throw their closer. Yeah, they didn't throw their closer, Iglesias, or whatever the hell his name is. They threw Chavez to close out because they were up 5. They got a big 9th inning. So, yeah, even though their bullpen stats are gross, they do have their closer up. So, Braves at minus 125 is the play there. Cubs and Diamondbacks. I, of course, like the Cubs. They're one of my long shots today. Just no way they're hitting 111 versus left-handers. No way. It's not a real number. We know those Cubs. And the Diamondbacks struggle. So why we were on the Cubs. I'm on the Cubs again today. The Diamondbacks, they cannot hit right-hander. They do a damn thing off of, what was that, Ben Brown yesterday? Ben Brown, how about Ben Brown throwing another quality outing going over or going 6 innings strong? That was a great hit yesterday. Cubs on the money line. Run it back today. Reds and Mariners. Run back the Reds again today. Hell, that was plus 116. Now it's plus 110. Mariners money line is minus 130. The over-under is going to be tough in this one. 2 power pitchers that can get Ks. Whenever you see that, you generally like an under. It's a low total at 7. It was a nerfy, not the nerfy of the day. I'm just going Reds on the money line. Athletics, Cardinals, going to stick with the Athletics. And then Dodgers, Nationals, I didn't handicap really because the Dodgers didn't have a starter. And everybody's gonna fade Corbin regardless of what the hell I say. So I'm not gonna break down that goddamn game. Everybody's gonna be like, not listen to that guy. So yeah, everybody's gonna fade Patrick Corbin with the Dodgers. So that's how that rolls. What you got here, Adrian? How about the Yankees F5 over 1.5? I bet it. And Brewers, I bet both of those, man. I'm on both of those plays. Personally, both of those plays had my cash. I don't know if I dropped them in a parlay, but I already know I bet both of those. I bet both of those F5 team totals. So, yeah, I bet them, man. I'm right there with you. Could be two scorching hot offenses. One's a repeat pitching matchup. Yeah, I bet both of those. All right, let's go ahead and do Dylan Cease under 7.5 Ks. Gray over 15.5 outs. Nerfy of the day, Cardinals Athletics. Orioles F5 run line's going to go ahead and be your best bet of the day. Yankees on the money line to round it out. Let's go ahead and have a little bounce back day. Ring the cash register tomorrow and come on back for tomorrow's show, which we should be getaway day, early games. Oh, yeah. Make sure you get your ass in here tomorrow, boys. Games start local time where I live at 11:10. So when we're saying goodbye, we're going to be getting the first. Oh, we could have, and I don't want to jump ahead, but we've been dying to hang out on YouTube and watch one of these Nerfies together. But unfortunately, the Nerfies we've been cashing have all been at night. Let's see, Giants, Marlins, you probably couldn't do that Nerfy. Twins, Orioles, you ain't doing that Nerfy because the Orioles are too good. Pirates, Mets. Oh, Mets are going up against a left-hander. Let's see if that changes their numbers a lot. God damn, they're good versus left-handers too. Shit. Mets on the money line is going to go and probably be the play. If we can get their to get those two bullpen guys definitely rested, I would run back. I would run back that. May look to fade Severino. Remember, he gave us a good cash last week. We did under his outs prop. Pirates are good versus left-handers. They struggle versus left-handers, which they're seeing today, but they're good versus right-handers. So that'd be a good matchup to go ahead and round out that series. We won't do the under in Padres Brewers. Screwball's on the mound. We know the Tigers struggle versus right-handers, so in Dane Dunning I can trust. What do the Rangers do versus left-handers? That could be a Nerfy. See if we're going to hang out tomorrow on YouTube. What are the Rangers versus left-handers? Ooh, only hitting 170 and getting Screwball tomorrow. Oh, boy. Let me see what Dane Dunning's been doing in the first inning. Have you been competent, buddy, in these 3 starts? One of them was a repeat pitching matchup, so I won't hold that against you. What'd you do in that? What'd you do in those 3 games? Clean, and then your second time in the repeat pitching matchup, no surprise, you gave up a run, but that's because that gives the hitter some success. We know that you lose your advantages when you see the same team 5 days ago. So, yeah, I like that could be the Nerfy of the day. We could have a hang tomorrow. Would never do a Nerfy in a Braves game. They'll never offer me plus money. And that's what it would take to take a Nerfy in a Braves game. Royals, White Sox. Could probably talk me a Nerfy into that game. And then, wow, tons of day games. We could get Yankees, Blue Jays. Yeah, probably wouldn't do one in that game. Dodgers would never be plus money, but that's what it would take for me to do a Nerfy. Going up against our guy, Jake Irvin. That's the one we got that cash on Friday night, I think, between the Athletics and the Nationals. Mats versus Blackburn. Oh, that's always up for a Nerfy candidate. Hold on. Cardinals are better versus right-handers. And then Athletics versus a left-hander and Mats. They're about the same as they are versus right-handers today. So that could run back that Nerfy if they want to give me a good price on Cardinals Athletics. Could run back that Nerfy. Cubs, Diamondbacks. Man, you can see the Diamondbacks getting swept. They're facing another right-hander. So they got spared and didn't have to face Imanga. The Cubs got lucky. Didn't throw their left-hander. Reds, Mariners, Abbott, Miller. Mariners versus left-handers. Decent. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that one. They're decent enough. I think there's going to be, and then there's 3 night games. All right. We, of course, we ain't going to force it just to hang out, just to bet a Nerfy, just to hang out. But there's a possibility we could do our first live YouTube hang on a Nerfy. What you got? Oh, yeah. All right, man. See you mañana. Thank you for the kind words. Let's cash, brother. What do we think about Rockies F5 under 1.5? I mean, it's tight, man. These stats, it's tight. They're not going to strike out against Ranger Suarez at 21.1%. When I say it's tight and I say the Rockies are worth the stab, Phillies hit 241, Rockies hit 238. You're getting more power out of the Rockies. They slugged 429. The Phillies only slugged 324. I like the Rockies today. Phillies going to strike out more at 26% versus their 21.1. What's in Ranger Suarez? Is he on a roll? I don't quite remember. Start looking at too much shit and you forget some stuff. Oh, yeah, he's on a roll. Shit. Good against the Pirates. Good against the Nationals. Hell, even decent against the Braves. Like, anybody who gives up 2-3 runs against the Braves, that's not a knock. And he gave up 3. I don't know. Ranger Suarez looks to be on a little bit of a roll. What did you say, over or under? Under. They have a nice walk percentage at 9.9, which is 10th best. But then they slug 6th best. So if they walk, like they have the numbers, and they've got great power numbers. 6th best slugging. They've got the 8th best OPS. So they're bringing power to the plate, and with their 10th best walk rate, does Suarez walk people? Who knows? He's got 2 in his last start. I don't know. I don't know if I do that one there, Adrian. That one already has me a little nervous for you. Yeah, I don't know if I can quite get on that one. So, I think more backing the Rockies in that game is probably a little bit stronger of a play. Still kind of like the over though as well. Yeah, I think I like the over actually more. I like the over in that game and Rockies plus 1.5. That's why I like it that one. Whatever happened to our walks prop cash cow from the last year? I think Zach Greinke is no longer in the NFL or in the MLB. Let's look him up. Great question, Ryan. Let's look up Zach Greinke and see what old Zach's up to. Is he on a major league squad? I like that you brought that up, Ryan. I love that. Zach Greinke, what are you doing, my man? He's a professional pitcher who's a free agent. Yeah. He doesn't give you any goddamn length. He ain't pitching past 5 innings. We know that. Efficient as hell, though, because to your point, going to stay under whatever the hell the walk prop is. Going to take the under on that guy. Yeah, nobody wants to sign him. You know who I did who got signed to a deal? It was 2 weeks ago. Can't remember the team. He's on a minor league deal. Dallas Keuchel. Somebody picked up Dallas Keuchel, and he's in their minor league system. Let's just hope that team can get an injury to the rotation, and we can see Dallas Keuchel for, I don't know, a couple turns through the rotation. That'd be pretty nice. You're going to do a F5 big parlay bet. All right. I would leave out the Rockies. At least on the under. Too much power to my liking. Is that game in Colorado? No, it's probably not in Colorado with the 1.5. Yeah, it's in Philly. They bring a lot of power to the plate. So probably lay off that one. But good luck, man. Let's hit that. So you got your Yankees in there. You got your Brewers. Let's scan the teams that are at 1.5. The 1.5 ones you can like really have confidence. The 2.5 ones, like you want to be backing like the Braves, right? They had the 3rd best offense. They didn't hit, but from a number perspective, at least it looked good. You got your Yankees. You got your Brewers. This Texas Rangers one is 1.5. I'd throw in the Rangers at 1.5. If you want to put in an under, put the Twins under in. That's fine. That's at plus money. Rockies, I'd probably stay away from. That Marlins-Giants game, I would definitely stay away from. You could do the Angels Repeat pitching matchup up against Savali. It's 1.5 runs. They've got what we talked about there in the second inning. They got the fourth best batting average. Not going to strike out. They've got the 8th best OPS at 755. I can't do it on DraftKings though. This is going to be too big of a parlay, and they'll hold on. I'll just do it on DraftKings. I'll do it on DraftKings and let you guys know how limited I am. Check this out. So I'm going to dump the Rangers in there. All right, Adrian, building the parlay, my man. We're going teams that have a 1.5 total through the first 5. I'm putting the Twins in there as an under. That offense is fucking awful. I'm taking the Angels in there. Taking the Yankees in there. Guardians, White Sox, yeah, neither of them hit good enough. Even though they're at 1.5, they don't hit good enough. Mets, that's a tough one to stay off of, man. They're rolling offensively. I'm putting the Mets in there. I can't ignore those numbers. Definitely putting the Brewers in there. Up to 6 teams. White Sox, Royals, skip. Braves, Astros, they'll both be at 2.5. Skip them both. Cubs, D-backs, both of them at 2.5. I would do that D-backs one under, but I'm not going to do it here for this. Not Reds, Mariners, Cardinals, Athletics, no. And what's the Dodgers at? 3.5? 3.5. All right, I'm going to go with Adrian, these 3 teams. Yeah, the Royals over 2.5 is too high. I agree. They've regressed a little bit. They're better than the White Sox for sure, but they've regressed. I'm going to go with, the Rangers just got bumped to 2.5. Son of a bitch. So I'm taking the Rangers out. I'm going to go Twins under, and then the rest of these are going to be over. Angels, Yankees, Mets, Brewers. See how much money they'll let me get on this. Braves, team total over 2.5 for Mr. Heat, first 5. Yeah, I mean, the numbers still look good, man. Hunter Brown coming off that stinker of an outing. I hear you, man. I think it's even at better price than yesterday. We did, minus 105 yesterday? I think it's at even money today. So, I hear you. Let's just see. Let's just do, because I know they won't let me get anywhere near a unit. I'll try and put on a parlay that's 16 to 1. I'll try $10. Ain't no way they're going to let me get $10 down. Nope. You stake them out too high, and then they put in the amount that they'll let you bet. They're going to let me bet $7.46 on this 5-legged parlay. Well, I'll take your money, DraftKings. I'm in. You let me bet it, I'm going to bet it. All right, they let me get down $7.46. I'm in, Adrian. I don't know. Hit me up on Twitter. I just saw your thing. Let me know what your parlay is. But those are the 5 teams I'm going to roll with. And I hear you, Mr. Heat. Acuna. Ronald Acuna. What are his numbers against old Hunter Brown? Didn't make keep swinging, so they not fantastic, but that doesn't mean anything. Ronald Acuna. He's 2 for 3. That's why I didn't put him in there. It's just low bat attempts. 2 for 3. Love to see it. Both of them doubles, too. Hey, there you go. Mr. Heat, 2 for 3 with both of them being doubles. I like that. Yeah, I like that play, man. Just got burned yesterday, but I probably should be back on it again today, to be fair. No reason not to. Their numbers are great. 2nd best slugging, 3rd best average, 3rd best OPS. Weighted runs created is 6th best. It looks good, man. Looks good, Mr. Heat. Probably bet it at some point. All right, boys. God, I look forward to – I knew today was going to be a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, talking the slate. So, all right, enjoy the baseball. Enjoy the baseball, but I was going to say enjoy the soccer. Wish we had soccer bets, but kind of get a little priced out of what the books are offering you. They see leg ones and they adjust, and then they make it hard to kind of bet leg 2. So, But we'll still enjoy this action. Let's go Barcelona, because remember, we still have our 2 qualify parlays still alive. We need Barcelona and Atletico to go ahead and get by today. So thanks for the hang, fellas. Enjoyed it with you guys. Let's ring that cash register tomorrow and break down Wednesday's MLB slate with you. Enjoy the day, boys.